Tonight, before sleep fully takes you, allow yourself to slow down just a little more than usual. Because something vast, something quiet, and something far older than anything you can remember is already unfolding around you. You are not simply lying still in a room, waiting for rest to come. You are already in motion, carried gently through space inside a structure so immense that even light, traveling faster than anything we know, would need nearly 100,000 years just to cross from one side to the other. Above you, beyond the fading edge of the night sky, beyond the scattered stars that seem small and distant, the Milky Way stretches in every direction, surrounding you completely, not as a flat image across the sky, but as a vast three-dimensional ocean of stars, gas, dust, and invisible matter that extends far beyond what your eyes could ever perceive. It is not still. It has never been still. And yet, because of its immense scale, its motion feels like perfect calm. The earth beneath you turns slowly, almost silently, completing one full rotation every 24 hours, carrying you with it whether you notice or not. At the same time, it moves around the sun, tracing an orbit that takes an entire year to complete, traveling at a speed so great it would be impossible to sense directly. And still, even this motion is only a small part of a much larger journey, because the sun itself, along with every planet, asteroid, and distant comet bound to it, is moving through the galaxy at extraordinary speed, orbiting a distant center that lies tens of thousands of light years away. At roughly 220 kilometers per second, the solar system moves through space. And yet, even at that incredible speed, it takes more than 200 million years to complete just one full orbit around the galactic center. This span of time is known as a galactic year, and it is so vast that entire chapters of life on Earth unfold within it. When the first forests spread across ancient continents, the sun was in a completely different region of the galaxy. When the earliest animals emerged from the oceans, the stars above them were not arranged in quite the same way as the stars you would see now. Everything changes, but it does so slowly, gently, in a way that never disturbs the quiet flow of the galaxy itself. And as your breathing begins to slow, your awareness softens, and you begin to sense that this motion is not something distant. It is something you are already part of. The Milky Way is not above you, it surrounds you completely, extending far beyond what can be seen, filled with hundreds of billions of stars, each one following its own path through space, each one moving according to the gentle pull of gravity. These stars are not fixed points of light. They are travelers, drifting through the galaxy over millions and billions of years, forming patterns that slowly shift, reshape, and dissolve. Some stars move in wide, nearly circular orbits around the center, while others follow elongated paths, rising far above the galactic plane before descending again in slow, graceful arcs. Even our own sun follows such a path, gently oscillating above and below the central plane of the galaxy over tens of millions of years, a motion so subtle it feels like stillness, yet it is always there. And within this vast system, something even more delicate is constantly taking place. Across the spiral arms of the galaxy, enormous clouds of cold hydrogen gas drift quietly through space, so thin that they would seem like nothing at all, yet so large they can span hundreds of light years. Within these clouds, gravity begins its patient work. It does not rush. It does not force anything to happen quickly. Instead, it gathers matter slowly, forming small regions of higher density that grow over time, pulling in more gas, becoming heavier, more concentrated. As these regions collapse under their own weight, the temperature within them begins to rise. Slowly at first, then more steadily, until deep within the cloud, the conditions become just right for something extraordinary to occur. Nuclear fusion ignites. A new star is born. Not in a sudden explosion, not in a moment of chaos, but in a quiet and gradual awakening, hidden at first within the cloud that created it. Over time, the star grows brighter, pushing away the surrounding gas, illuminating its environment with a soft, gentle glow. These regions, often called stellar nurseries, are scattered throughout the galaxy, quietly creating new sources of light that will shine for millions or even billions of years. And while new stars are being born, others are quietly reaching the ends of their long journeys. Massive stars, those that burn the brightest, live only a few million years before releasing their energy back into space, enriching the surrounding medium with heavier elements. Smaller stars, like our Sun, burn more slowly, shining steadily for billions of years before gradually changing, shedding their outer layers, and leaving behind dense remnants that cool slowly over time. In every case, nothing is truly lost. The material that once formed a star becomes part of the galaxy once again, mixing with gas and dust, ready to take part in future generations of stars and planets. This is the quiet cycle that defines the Milky Way, a continuous flow of creation and transformation that has been unfolding for billions of years and will continue far into the future. And as you rest now, your thoughts becoming softer, your breathing slower, you begin to feel how deeply connected you are to this process. The atoms that form your body were once part of stars that lived and faded long before the Earth existed. They traveled through space, scattered across the galaxy, gathered again into new forms, eventually becoming part of the cloud that formed the Sun and its planets. You are not separate from this galaxy. You are part of it, shaped by the same forces, carried by the same motion. And as you drift deeper into rest, you no longer need to follow every detail. The galaxy continues on its own, moving slowly, gently, endlessly, carrying you with it through a vast and quiet universe that does not rush, does not pause, and does not need to be understood to be felt. It simply continues, and you continue with it, drifting softly, deeper and deeper into the calm. And as you continue to drift, without effort, without needing to hold on to any single thought, that quiet sense of motion begins to expand into something deeper, something that feels less like movement through space and more like moving through time itself. Because the Milky Way you are resting within did not always exist in the calm and structured form it has now. Long before its spiral arms curved gently through space, long before its stars settled into their familiar paths, it was something far more chaotic, far more diffuse. A slow gathering of matter in a universe that was still very young. In those early times, there were no galaxies as we see them today. There were only faint irregularities, tiny differences in density within an expanding universe where gravity began its quiet work, pulling matter together over immense spans of time. These small variations grew slowly, almost imperceptibly, forming larger clouds of gas that continued to collapse inward. Over hundreds of millions of years, these clouds gave birth to the first stars, massive and short-lived, burning brightly before releasing their material back into space. And with each generation of stars, the universe became slightly more complex, slightly richer in the elements needed to form structure, planets, and eventually life. The Milky Way itself grew through this same process, not as a single event, but as a long sequence of quiet transformations. It gathered smaller systems, absorbed faint neighboring galaxies, and reshaped itself over billions of years into the structure you are part of now. Even today, this process has not stopped. Across the outer regions of the galaxy, faint streams of stars stretch through space like delicate threads, the remnants of smaller galaxies that drifted too close and were slowly pulled apart. These stars did not vanish. They were woven into the Milky Way, becoming part of its halo, their motion still carrying the memory of where they once came from. If you could see them clearly, you would notice that they form long arcs, wrapping around the galaxy in subtle patterns that reveal its past, like quiet echoes that never fully fade. And somewhere, far beyond what you can perceive, another such event is still unfolding. A small galaxy drifts closer, its structure beginning to stretch under the influence of gravity, its stars slowly spreading out, losing their original shape. Over time, it will dissolve completely, becoming part of something larger, its identity absorbed but not erased. Nothing here is sudden. Nothing here is violent in the way we might imagine. It is a slow transformation, guided by forces that act patiently, steadily, without interruption. And as your awareness continues to soften, you begin to notice that even within the galaxy, motion is not uniform. Most stars move together, orbiting the center in a shared direction, forming the rotating disk that defines the Milky Way's shape. But not all stars follow this pattern. Some move in highly tilted orbits, rising far above and dipping far below the galactic plane, tracing long, graceful paths that take millions of years to complete. Others move in directions that seem almost opposite to the rest, quietly circling against the general flow. These stars are not native to the galaxy in the usual sense. They are travelers from those smaller systems that were absorbed long ago, their motion preserving a memory that their light no longer reveals. And deeper still, closer to the unseen center, something even more profound exists. A region where gravity becomes so intense that it reshapes the very paths of everything nearby. You cannot see it directly, but you can feel its presence in the way stars move around it. They accelerate, tracing tight, rapid orbits, completing paths in just years or decades, something that would take millions of years elsewhere in the galaxy. Occasionally, clouds of gas drift too close to this central region. As they approach, they begin to spiral inward, stretching and heating, glowing softly before disappearing beyond a boundary from which nothing returns. And yet, despite its immense power, this central presence does not disrupt the calm of the galaxy. Most of the time, it remains quiet, influencing everything gently over vast spans of time, acting as a silent anchor at the heart of it all. But not every interaction leads inward. There are rare moments when stars pass close enough to this region that their paths are dramatically altered. If two stars are bound together and approach too closely, one may be pulled inward, while the other is flung outward at extraordinary speed, fast enough to escape the galaxy entirely. These stars leave forever, traveling alone into the darkness between galaxies, carrying with them a quiet fragment of the Milky Way's history. And as this thought settles gently into your mind, your breathing slows even more, your thoughts becoming softer, less defined. The galaxy is no longer just a place, it is a process, a continuous flow of gathering, transforming, and evolving. Nothing remains exactly as it was, yet nothing is truly lost. Everything becomes part of something else, part of a larger story that continues to unfold across billions of years. And within that story, you are here, resting, drifting gently forward, carried without effort through a structure that is always changing, always moving, and never in a hurry. guiding you softly into a deeper and deeper state of calm. And as that calm deepens, the sense of movement becomes even more subtle, almost impossible to notice, yet quietly present in everything around you. You are no longer following distant events or tracing the paths of stars. Instead, you begin to feel the hidden structure that holds it all together, the silent framework beneath the visible beauty of the Milky Way. Because what you can see, the stars, the glowing clouds, the faint bands of light across the sky, is only a small fraction of what is truly there. If you could measure only the visible matter, it would not be enough to keep the galaxy intact. The outer stars move too quickly, their speed strong enough that they should drift away into the vast darkness beyond. And yet, they remain, held in wide, steady orbits, moving as if guided by something unseen. This is where the deeper nature of the galaxy begins to reveal itself. Surrounding it, extending far beyond the visible edge, is an enormous halo of matter that does not shine, does not absorb light in any way we can directly detect, and yet exerts a gravitational influence that shapes everything within the galaxy. This unseen structure provides the mass needed to hold the galaxy together, ensuring that its outer regions remain bound instead of slowly dispersing into space. You cannot see it, but you are within it, just as every star, every cloud, every planet is carried within its reach. And as your awareness gently shifts inward toward the denser regions of the galaxy, you begin to sense another layer of complexity. The inner regions are more crowded, filled with stars moving in intricate patterns, each one influenced not only by the overall gravity of the galaxy, but also by the presence of countless neighboring stars. Motion here is not simple. It is layered, dynamic, constantly adjusting as gravitational forces interact over time. At the very center lies that silent and powerful presence, a region where gravity becomes so intense that space itself bends inward. Though it cannot be seen directly, its presence is revealed by the way nearby stars move, tracing rapid orbits around an invisible point. Some of these stars complete their paths in just a few years, moving at incredible speeds, far faster than stars in the outer regions of the galaxy. Occasionally, clouds of gas drift too close to this central region, and as they do, they begin to spiral inward, heating and stretching as they approach, glowing softly before disappearing beyond a boundary from which nothing can return. And yet, even here, there is no chaos. There is no disturbance that breaks the overall calm of the galaxy. Everything follows a quiet order, guided by gravity, unfolding over timescales so vast they feel almost timeless. And as your thoughts begin to drift outward again, you notice something else. The galaxy is not perfectly shaped. From a distance, it is often imagined as a clean, symmetrical spiral, evenly balanced and smooth. But in reality, it is far more complex. The disk is slightly warped, bending gently upward on one side and downward on the other, like a slow wave stretching across tens of thousands of light years. This subtle distortion is the result of interactions, of gravitational influences from nearby galaxies, of unseen structures that continue to shape the Milky Way over immense spans of time. It is not rigid, it is flexible, constantly responding to the forces acting upon it. And within this evolving structure, stars follow paths that are far from identical. Some move in smooth, circular orbits around the center, while others follow elongated trajectories, rising far above the galactic plane before descending again in slow, graceful arcs. These motions are not random. They are shaped by everything the galaxy has experienced, by past mergers, by gravitational encounters, by forces that leave their imprint over billions of years. Each star carries a silent record of its journey, a memory written not in words but in motion. Even our own sun follows such a path, gently oscillating above and below the galactic plane over tens of millions of years, moving in a rhythm so slow it feels like stillness. And between all of this visible motion lies something even more subtle. A network of magnetic fields that thread through the galaxy, guiding the movement of charged particles, shaping the behavior of gas and dust in ways that are almost impossible to see directly. These fields are incredibly weak, far weaker than anything you would notice. Yet across such enormous distances, they play an important role in how matter gathers, how clouds form, and how stars are born. And as your breathing becomes slower, softer, you begin to feel how all of these layers exist together in quiet balance, visible and invisible, motion and stillness, structure and change. The galaxy is not a single thing, it is many layers, all moving together, all influencing one another in ways that are gentle, continuous, and never rushed. And you are within it, not separate, not outside, but carried along with everything else, drifting quietly through a vast system that does not hurry, does not pause, and does not need to be understood to be felt, as you move deeper and deeper into a calm that has always been there. And as that calm settles even deeper, the sense of distance begins to fade, replaced by something quieter, a feeling that the galaxy is not just something you move through, but something that is constantly creating itself all around you. Within the Milky Way, there are regions where nothing seems to happen at first glance. Vast stretches of darkness where no bright stars shine and no obvious motion can be seen. Yet these are the places where the next chapters of the galaxy are already beginning. Enormous clouds of cold gas drift silently through space, made mostly of hydrogen, the simplest and most abundant element in the universe. These clouds are so diffuse that if you could pass through them, you might not even notice they were there. And yet, they can span hundreds of light years, holding within them the raw material for countless future stars. Over time, gravity begins its quiet work. It does not act suddenly. It does not force change in an instant. Instead, it gathers matter slowly, gently, drawing particles together into slightly denser regions. These regions grow over millions of years, pulling in more gas, becoming heavier, more concentrated, until something subtle begins to shift. As the gas compresses, it warms, pressure builds. Deep within these forming cores, conditions slowly approach a critical point. And then, without any sudden noise or visible explosion, a transformation begins. Nuclear fusion ignites, and a new star is born. At first, its light is hidden, wrapped within the cloud that created it. But gradually, it begins to push outward, clearing space around itself, revealing a soft glow that marks the beginning of a long existence. Across the spiral arms of the galaxy, this process is happening constantly, in countless places at once. These stellar nurseries, though often hidden by dust, are among the most active regions of the Milky Way, quietly shaping its future, one star at a time. But not every cloud becomes a star. Some remain cold and diffuse, drifting through space for millions of years without ever collapsing. Others are disrupted by nearby events, stretched apart before they can complete their transformation. The galaxy allows for possibility, but it does not guarantee it. And as you drift gently through this idea, you begin to notice that stars rarely form alone. Most are born in groups, emerging from the same cloud as part of a cluster. For a time, they remain close, moving together through space like a family. But the galaxy is never still. Over millions of years, gravitational interactions begin to separate them. Their paths diverge. The cluster slowly dissolves, its members drifting apart until their shared origin is no longer obvious. Even our own Sun was once part of such a cluster, formed alongside many other stars that are now scattered across the galaxy, unrecognizable as siblings. And as stars live their lives, the galaxy prepares quietly for what comes next. Massive stars, those that burn the brightest, live only a few million years before reaching the end of their existence. When they do, they release enormous amounts of energy into the surrounding space, sending waves through the interstellar medium. These waves move outward, compressing nearby gas clouds, sometimes triggering the formation of new stars. In this way, the end of one star becomes the beginning of many others. It is not a simple cycle. It is a continuous flow, where matter is constantly reshaped, redistributed, and reused. Smaller stars, like our Sun, follow a gentler path. They burn steadily for billions of years, gradually changing over time before shedding their outer layers and leaving behind dense remnants that cool slowly in the dark. These remnants drift quietly through the galaxy, marking where stars once shone, while their material becomes part of the interstellar medium once again. And within this medium, tiny particles of dust play a crucial role. Though small and often overlooked, they help gas cool, making it easier for clouds to collapse and form new stars. They also block light, creating dark regions that hide entire processes from view. What appears as emptiness is often a place where something is quietly beginning. And as your breathing slows, your thoughts becoming softer and less defined, you begin to feel the calm within this endless process. Nothing is wasted, nothing is lost. Everything becomes part of something else, part of a system that continues to evolve without interruption. Even now, somewhere within the galaxy, a new star is forming, while somewhere else, another is quietly reaching the end of its journey. And between those moments, everything continues, gently, steadily, carried forward in a rhythm so vast and so calm that it begins to feel like stillness itself, guiding you deeper and deeper into rest. And as that quiet rhythm continues, carrying you gently forward, the brighter regions of the galaxy begin to fade into a softer, more distant glow. And in their place, something far more expansive begins to surround you. Something older, calmer, and almost timeless. You are drifting now toward the outer structure of the Milky Way, a region that does not shine with the same intensity as the spiral arms, yet holds within it a deep and silent history of everything the galaxy has ever been. This is the halo, an immense and nearly invisible extension that stretches far beyond the visible disk, surrounding it like a vast, quiet sphere. It does not draw attention, it does not glow brightly, and yet it is here that some of the oldest stars in the galaxy reside, drifting slowly through space along paths that take billions of years to complete. These stars are not arranged in neat patterns. They do not follow the orderly rotation of the galactic disk. Instead, they move along long, sweeping orbits, rising far above the plane of the galaxy before gently descending again, tracing arcs that span unimaginable distances. Their motion feels ancient, shaped by a time when the galaxy itself was still forming, when structure was less defined, when everything was still settling into place. Many of these stars formed in the earliest stages of the universe, when only the simplest elements existed, hydrogen and helium, untouched by the processes that would later create heavier materials. Because of this, they shine with a quiet simplicity, carrying within them a record of an earlier cosmos, one that existed before galaxies fully developed their modern forms. And drifting among these ancient stars are dense clusters, tightly bound groups of hundreds of thousands of stars that have remained together for billions of years. These globular clusters orbit the galaxy like distant companions, moving through the halo with remarkable stability, resisting the forces that slowly reshape everything else. They are like time capsules, preserving the conditions of the early universe, carrying with them a silent memory of the galaxy's earliest chapters. And as your awareness continues to expand, you begin to sense that beyond even these visible structures lies something far greater, something that defines the true size and mass of the Milky Way. Surrounding everything is an enormous halo of unseen matter, extending far beyond the reach of light, far beyond what can be directly observed. It does not emit radiation. It does not reflect or absorb light in any way that reveals its presence easily. And yet, it outweighs all the visible matter combined, providing the gravitational framework that holds the entire galaxy together. Without it, the outer stars would drift away, slowly escaping into the vast emptiness beyond. But because of it, everything remains bound, moving in balance, guided by a structure that exists without being seen. You are within this structure now, just as every star, every cloud, every planet is. And as you drift through this quiet outer region, you begin to notice how different it feels compared to the inner galaxy. There are no bright clusters of newly formed stars here, no glowing nebulae lighting up the darkness. Instead, there is space, vast, open, and calm, with only faint points of light marking the presence of distant stars. Some of these stars follow unusual paths, tilted at steep angles, moving in directions that seem disconnected from the rest of the galaxy. These are not stars that formed here. They are remnants of smaller galaxies that were absorbed long ago, their original structures dissolved, but their motion preserved. Their orbits still carry the memory of those ancient encounters, tracing paths that reveal a history written not in light, but in motion. And somewhere within this immense halo, there may be objects even more difficult to imagine, planets that no longer orbit any star, drifting alone through the darkness. These rogue worlds were once part of planetary systems, bound to stars much like Earth is bound to the Sun. But over time, through gravitational interactions or distant disturbances, they were ejected, sent into the vast emptiness between stars. Now they travel alone, invisible, silent, and cold, warmed only by the faint heat left from their formation. There may be billions of these wandering planets scattered throughout the galaxy, each one following its own quiet path through the dark. And as your breathing slows even further, your thoughts becoming softer, more distant, you begin to understand that the galaxy is not defined only by what is bright and visible. It is shaped just as much by what is hidden, by the faint stars, the invisible matter, the distant remnants of ancient events that continue to drift through space. All of it forms a complete structure, balanced and calm, evolving slowly across unimaginable spans of time. And within that vastness, you are still here, resting, breathing gently, carried forward without effort. The Earth continues its quiet rotation beneath you. The Sun continues its long journey around the center, and together you drift through this immense halo, surrounded by history, held by forces you cannot feel. yet always part of something far greater than yourself, moving softly, endlessly, deeper into the calm of the night. And as that vast quiet surrounds you more completely, the sense of distance begins to dissolve even further, until the galaxy no longer feels like something far away, but something you are gently floating within, layer by layer, motion by motion, part of a system that never truly rests. Within the Milky Way, the space between stars is not empty as it once might have seemed. It is filled with a delicate and ever-changing medium, a thin ocean of gas, dust, and charged particles that stretches across the entire galaxy, connecting every region in ways that are subtle but constant. This interstellar medium is incredibly diffuse, far thinner than any air you could breathe, yet across such vast distances, it becomes one of the most important components of the galaxy's structure. It forms long, filament-like strands that weave quietly through space, linking distant regions together like invisible threads. In some places, it gathers into cold, dense clouds, where gravity slowly begins to shape the future. In others, it has been pushed outward, forming enormous cavities, sometimes hundreds of light years across, created by events that happened long ago, but whose influence still lingers. These structures do not remain still. They shift, stretch, and evolve over millions of years, guided by the gentle but persistent forces that act across the galaxy. And as stars live out their long lives, they constantly interact with this medium, returning material to it, enriching it, and reshaping it in quiet, continuous ways. Massive stars, those that burn the brightest and live the shortest lives, release tremendous amounts of energy when they reach their end. This energy moves outward through the interstellar medium, sending waves across vast distances. These waves do not travel instantly. They move slowly over thousands or millions of years, compressing the gas they encounter, sometimes triggering the formation of new stars in regions that might otherwise have remained quiet. In this way, the galaxy is not just a collection of objects, but a system that continuously influences itself, where the end of one process becomes the beginning of another. The elements created within stars, carbon, oxygen, iron, and many others, are spread into space through these processes, mixing with the existing gas and dust, becoming part of the material from which future stars and planets will form. Over billions of years, this gradual enrichment has transformed the galaxy, making it more complex, more capable of forming diverse structures, including planetary systems like the one you are part of. And as your breathing becomes slower, your awareness softer, you begin to realize that you are directly connected to this process. The atoms within your body were once part of this interstellar medium, part of stars that formed, lived, and returned their material back into space. They have traveled through multiple generations of transformation, shaped and reshaped over immense spans of time, before becoming part of you. You are not separate from the galaxy. You are a continuation of its history, a moment within its ongoing evolution. And as this thought settles gently into your mind, another subtle detail begins to emerge. The galaxy does not rotate like a solid object. It does not spin as one piece. Instead, different regions move at different speeds, a phenomenon known as differential rotation. Stars closer to the center complete their orbits more quickly, while those farther out take much longer, sometimes hundreds of millions of years to circle the galaxy once. This difference in motion creates patterns that are not fixed, but constantly shifting. The spiral arms themselves are not permanent structures made of the same stars. They are more like waves, regions where stars and gas become temporarily denser as they move through them. A star may enter one of these arms, remain within it for a time, and then drift out again, continuing its journey around the galaxy. The structure you imagine when you think of the Milky Way is not a static image, but a dynamic system, always forming, always dissolving, always rearranging itself in ways that are too slow to notice directly, yet constant across time. And within this flowing system, even our own solar system follows a path that is not perfectly flat. As it orbits the center of the galaxy, it moves gently above and below the galactic plane, rising and falling in a slow oscillation that takes tens of millions of years to complete. This motion is subtle, almost impossible to feel, yet it is always present, part of the larger rhythm that carries everything within the galaxy forward. And beyond these visible and measurable motions lies something even more delicate, a network of magnetic fields that thread through the galaxy, influencing the movement of charged particles, shaping the behavior of gas and dust in ways that are difficult to observe directly. These fields are incredibly weak, far weaker than anything you would notice in everyday life. Yet across the vast scale of the galaxy, they play an important role in shaping its structure and evolution. They guide the formation of filaments, influence the collapse of clouds, and help determine how matter moves through the interstellar medium. And as your thoughts grow quieter, your breathing softer, you begin to feel how all of these elements exist together in quiet harmony, visible and invisible, motion and stillness, creation and transformation. The galaxy is not a single thing. It is a layered system, a continuous process, unfolding slowly and gently over billions of years. And you are within it, not separate, not outside, but carried along with everything else, moving without effort through a structure that does not rush, does not pause, and does not need to be understood to be felt. And as this realization settles, the sense of movement becomes softer again, blending into the calm that surrounds you, guiding you gently deeper into rest, where the galaxy continues its quiet work, and you drift along with it, effortlessly, endlessly, into a deeper and deeper state of peace. And as you drift even deeper, the sense of space around you becomes softer, wider, and more complete, as if the galaxy is no longer something you are observing, but something you are slowly dissolving into, layer by layer, moment by moment. The Milky Way surrounds you entirely now, not only as a structure of stars and light, but as a vast and quiet system filled with layers that cannot all be seen at once. Because what you perceive, even on the clearest night, is only a small fraction of what truly exists. The galaxy contains hundreds of billions of stars, yet the human eye can only detect a few thousand of them at any one time. The rest remain hidden, either too faint, too distant, or obscured by enormous clouds of interstellar dust that drift silently between the stars. These clouds are not empty. They are filled with fine particles, tiny grains of carbon, silicates, and other elements, drifting through space like an invisible mist. They block visible light, creating dark lanes across the galaxy, masking entire regions where something far more active is quietly taking place. Behind these veils, new stars are forming, gas is collapsing, and energy is moving through space in ways that cannot be directly observed without specialized instruments. What appears as darkness is often a place of quiet creation, where the future of the galaxy is already unfolding. And as your awareness softens, you begin to notice something even more subtle: that light itself does not arrive in the present moment. When you look at a star, you are not seeing it as it exists now, but as it was when its light first began its journey toward you. Some of that light has traveled for thousands of years, some for millions. In that time, the star may have changed, evolved, or even ceased to exist. Yet its light continues to move through space, carrying with it a delayed image of the past. The galaxy you see is always a layered view of time, a quiet blending of moments that never truly existed all at once. And within that layered view, the structure of the Milky Way reveals its subtle imperfections. It is not a perfect spiral. It is not symmetrical. Some regions are denser, filled with more stars, glowing more brightly, while others are more sparse, more open, shaped by events that have stretched and reshaped the galaxy over billions of years. The outer edges of the galaxy are gently warped, bending upward on one side and downward on the other, forming a slow, almost imperceptible curve that extends across tens of thousands of light years. This warp is not random. It is the result of gravitational interactions, of nearby galaxies exerting subtle influence, of unseen structures shifting the balance of mass. The Milky Way carries its history in its shape, in the way its stars are distributed, in the way its structure continues to evolve over time. And as you drift deeper into this awareness, you begin to sense how much of this vast system remains unknown. Even with all the knowledge gathered, all the observations made, there are still questions without clear answers. The exact nature of the unseen matter that holds the galaxy together, the full extent of its outer halo, the precise structure of its spiral arms. These are not mysteries that disturb the calm of the galaxy. They simply exist, quiet and unresolved, part of a system that does not require complete understanding to continue. And perhaps that is part of what makes this vast structure feel so peaceful. It does not demand to be solved. It does not need to be fully understood. It simply is, evolving slowly, carrying everything within it forward through time. And as your breathing becomes slower, more even, you begin to feel your place within it more clearly. You are not outside this galaxy looking in, you are inside it, moving with it, part of its ongoing story. The atoms within you were shaped by the same processes that shape the stars. The motion that carries the galaxy forward also carries you, gently, without effort. And as your thoughts begin to fade into quiet, you realize there is nothing left to follow, nothing left to hold on to. The galaxy continues its slow turning. The stars continue their quiet motion. And you can simply rest within it, drifting deeper into the calm that has always been there, carried softly through a universe that is vast, quiet, and endlessly at peace, where everything continues exactly as it should, without urgency, without resistance, and without end. And as you continue to drift, the sense of time itself begins to soften, stretching gently in every direction until moments no longer feel separate, but part of a quiet, continuous flow. You are no longer following a sequence of events. You are resting inside a process that has been unfolding for billions of years. A process that continues now, without pause, without urgency, deep within the Milky Way. Around you, the galaxy is not only space and stars, but time layered upon itself. Every point of light carries a story, not only of where it is, but of when it was. Some of the light you could see in the night sky began its journey before human history, before civilizations rose and fell, before even the earliest forms of life as we know them existed on Earth. And some of that light began its journey even earlier, traveling across tens of thousands of years before reaching you. This means that the galaxy you perceive, even in imagination, is not a single moment. It is a quiet blending of many different moments, overlapping gently, forming a picture that is both present and ancient at the same time. And as your awareness deepens, you begin to sense that this layering of time is not something distant. It is happening everywhere, even here, even now. The sun that warms the earth is not fixed. It is changing slowly, evolving as all stars do, converting hydrogen into helium deep within its core, releasing energy that travels outward, eventually reaching the surface and radiating into space. This process has been ongoing for billions of years, and it will continue for billions more, slowly transforming the sun over time. And as the sun changes, so too does everything that depends on it. The planets orbit steadily, following paths shaped by gravity, their motions precise and predictable, yet part of a much larger system that is always in motion. The Earth itself is not still. Beneath you, even now, it rotates gently, its surface shifting slowly over geological timescales, continents drifting, oceans reshaping, mountains rising and eroding over millions of years. These changes are too slow to notice in a single lifetime, yet they are constant, part of the same quiet evolution that shapes everything within the galaxy. And as you drift further into this awareness, you begin to sense that the Milky Way itself is also changing in ways that are almost impossible to perceive directly. The spiral arms are not fixed structures. They are patterns that shift over time, waves of density moving through the galaxy, guiding the motion of stars and gas. A star may enter a spiral arm, remain within it for millions of years, and then drift out again, continuing its journey through the galaxy. The arms themselves are not permanent. They are part of an ongoing process, forming and dissolving over vast spans of time. And beyond these visible structures, something even larger continues to unfold. The galaxy is not isolated. It is part of a group of galaxies, all moving through space together, bound by gravity. Among them is a neighboring galaxy, slowly approaching, drawn closer over billions of years. This is the Andromeda Galaxy, and though it is still incredibly distant, its path is already set. In billions of years, the two galaxies will begin to interact, their shapes stretching, their stars passing through one another, their structures slowly merging into something new. This will not be a sudden event, not a violent collision, but a slow and graceful transformation, unfolding over hundreds of millions of years. Most stars will never come close to one another because the distances between them are so vast. Instead, their orbits will shift, guided by the combined gravity of both galaxies, forming new patterns, new structures, a new galaxy that has never existed before. And as this distant future settles gently into your awareness, it begins to feel less like something far away and more like part of the same quiet flow that surrounds you now. The galaxy is not fixed. It is not permanent. It is a moment within a much larger process, a process that continues whether it is observed or not. And beyond even this, the universe itself continues to expand, space stretching gently, carrying distant galaxies farther apart over time. This expansion does not disturb the structure of the Milky Way because gravity holds it together, but it defines the larger environment in which the galaxy exists. And as your breathing slows even further, your thoughts becoming softer, more distant, you begin to feel how all of these layers exist together. The past, the present, the future, all flowing into one another, forming a continuous, quiet process that never truly stops. And within that process, you are here, resting, carried gently forward without effort. The atoms within you were shaped by these same processes, formed in stars, scattered across space, gathered again over time into something new. You are not separate from this flow. You are part of it. And as this realization settles, there is nothing left to follow, nothing left to hold on to. The galaxy continues its slow turning. The stars continue their quiet motion. The universe continues its gentle expansion. And you can simply rest within it, drifting deeper and deeper into the calm, carried softly through a vast and timeless system where everything continues exactly as it should, without urgency, without resistance, endlessly. And as you drift even deeper into this quiet stillness, the sense of the galaxy expands beyond anything that feels like distance or direction, becoming something softer, something that feels almost like an endless presence rather than a place. The Milky Way is no longer something you imagine from the outside. You are within it, surrounded by layers of motion, time, and structure that continue to unfold whether they are observed or not. And as your thoughts become lighter, slower, almost dissolving into calm, you begin to sense that even the galaxy itself is part of something far greater, something that stretches beyond its edges into the vastness between galaxies. Because the Milky Way does not exist alone. It moves through space as part of a larger system, a quiet gathering of galaxies known as the local group, where dozens of galaxies drift together, bound by gravity, each following its own slow path through the dark. These galaxies are separated by immense distances, yet they are connected through the gentle pull of gravity, influencing one another over billions of years. Among them, one presence stands out, vast and spiral like our own, moving steadily closer through the darkness. The Andromeda Galaxy is approaching, not quickly in human terms, but inevitably, its path shaped by gravity long before you were here to imagine it. And as this thought settles softly into your awareness, it does not feel urgent. It does not disturb the calm. Because even this future event will unfold slowly, gracefully, over immense spans of time. The two galaxies will not collide in a sudden impact. Instead, they will begin to interact, their outer regions stretching, their stars passing one another across vast distances, their structures gradually merging into something new. Most stars will never come close to each other at all because the space between them is so great. Instead, their orbits will shift, guided by the combined gravity of both galaxies, forming new patterns, new structures, a new system that will carry forward the history of both. And as your awareness drifts beyond this future moment, you begin to sense that even this is not the end of anything. The galaxy will continue to evolve, to change, to reshape itself over time. Stars will continue to form within cold clouds of gas, igniting quietly, beginning long lifetimes that will stretch across millions or billions of years. Other stars will quietly reach the end of their journeys, returning their material to the interstellar medium, allowing new structures to emerge. Planets will form around young stars, orbiting in quiet balance, some perhaps developing conditions where life might arise, just as it did here. And over time, even those systems will change, evolving, dissolving, becoming part of the larger flow once again. Nothing remains fixed, nothing remains unchanged, and yet nothing is truly lost. Everything becomes part of something else, part of a continuous process that defines not only the galaxy, but the universe itself. And as your breathing becomes slower, your body more relaxed, you begin to feel how gentle this process truly is. It does not rush. It does not demand attention. It unfolds in its own time, guided by forces that act quietly, steadily, across distances so vast they cannot be fully imagined. Even now, far beyond what you can perceive, stars are moving, galaxies are drifting, space itself is stretching. And within all of this, there is a balance, a calm that does not change. And as your thoughts begin to fade further, you start to sense something even deeper, that the boundaries you once felt between yourself and the universe are not as solid as they seemed. The atoms within your body were formed in stars that lived long before the Earth existed. They have traveled through space, been part of different structures, different processes, before becoming part of you. And one day, they will continue that journey, returning to the galaxy, becoming part of something new once again. You are not separate from this system. You are part of its ongoing story, a moment within a flow that stretches across billions of years. And as this realization settles gently into your awareness, there is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to follow. The galaxy continues its slow turning. The stars continue their quiet motion. The universe continues its gentle expansion. And you can simply rest within it, carried softly forward through a vast and peaceful system that does not hurry, does not pause, and does not need to be understood to be felt. And as you drift deeper into that calm, everything becomes softer, quieter, more distant, until there is only the gentle rhythm of motion, the quiet presence of the galaxy, and the steady feeling of being carried, endlessly, peacefully, into rest. And now, as you drift into the deepest layer of calm, where thoughts no longer need to form and awareness becomes soft and weightless, everything around you begins to dissolve into a single, quiet presence. The Milky Way is no longer something to imagine or explore. It is simply there, surrounding you completely, holding you gently within its vast and endless motion. There is no need to follow the stars now, no need to trace the paths of galaxies or think about distances that stretch across light years. All of it continues on its own, without effort, without urgency, just as it always has. The earth beneath you turns slowly, almost silently, completing its steady rotation through the night. The moon continues its quiet orbit, moving in a rhythm that has remained unchanged for billions of years. The sun, far beyond what you can feel, carries the entire solar system along its path around the distant center of the galaxy, moving at extraordinary speed, yet so smoothly that it feels like stillness. And beyond that, the galaxy itself continues its slow and endless turning, guiding everything within it along paths that stretch across millions and billions of years. You do not need to follow any of this motion. You do not need to understand it. It carries you whether you notice it or not. And as your breathing becomes slower, softer, you begin to feel that deeper truth settle gently into your awareness. The universe does not require your attention to continue. It does not depend on effort or thought. It simply unfolds, guided by forces that act quietly and steadily across distances so vast they cannot be fully imagined. Even now, far beyond what you can see, countless processes are unfolding at once. New stars are forming within cold clouds of gas, their light still hidden, their futures not yet written. Older stars are quietly reaching the ends of their lives, returning their material to the interstellar medium, becoming part of something new once again. Planets are forming around young stars, orbiting in quiet balance, some perhaps developing conditions where life might one day emerge. And at the same time, other systems are changing, evolving, dissolving into new forms. Nothing remains exactly as it was, and yet nothing is ever truly lost. everything becomes part of something else, part of a continuous flow that has been unfolding for billions of years and will continue long after this moment has passed. And within that flow, you are here, resting, breathing softly, carried gently forward. The atoms within your body were once part of stars that lived and faded long before the Earth existed. They traveled through space, scattered and reformed over immense spans of time, eventually becoming part of the cloud that formed the Sun and its planets. You are not separate from this galaxy. You are a continuation of it, a moment within its ongoing story. And as this understanding settles, there is a quiet sense of release. There is nothing you need to hold on to, nothing you need to control, nothing you need to follow. The galaxy does all of that on its own. The balance, the motion, the quiet unfolding of everything around you continues without effort. And as your thoughts begin to fade completely, something even softer begins to take shape. A sense that the boundaries between you and the universe are no longer clear. You are not simply within the galaxy, you are part of its structure, part of its motion, part of its quiet, endless flow. The same processes that shape stars have shaped you. The same forces that guide the movement of galaxies guide everything within you, from the smallest particles to the slow rhythm of your breath. And as this realization settles, there is nothing left to do but let go. The night deepens. The sense of motion becomes softer, blending into stillness. The stars fade into the background, no longer something to observe, but something to rest within. The vastness that once felt unimaginable now feels calm, steady, almost comforting. And within that calm, you can allow yourself to drift completely. The Milky Way continues its slow and endless turning. The universe continues its quiet expansion, and you, carried gently within it all, move deeper and deeper into rest, into stillness, into a peaceful silence where everything continues exactly as it should, without urgency, without resistance, endlessly and calmly.